What permissions related to leaves are available in UpRaise? On my screen here, I've already navigated to the UpRaise company directory screen. In there, I've opened up the roles and permissions tab. Of course, the ability to see this roles and permissions tab is dependent on your, meaning logged in users permission, and whether they have the ability to manage company directory. In here, there is a section for all the permissions related to leave management or time off management. I'll expand this section and it will reveal the underlying subsections along with the actual permissions. In this video, we will go through all of these permissions and understand how they impact the behavior of this app. Let's look at this one by one. Under the generic category, you have this manage permission. By default, this permission is set to yes for super admin and admin. For no access, of course, it has been set to no. And even for normal users, it has been set to no, meaning normal users will not be able to manage the leave management related stuff. However, there is this possibility to modify it, and there are only two options, yes or no. Even if you have created any custom roles, you will be able to assign them either yes or no as far as this manage time off permission is concerned. So under the manage permission, you will be able to see the manage tab that we have seen before in the other videos, where you are able to create, edit, delete leave policies, move users from different holiday schemes, and so on. Moving on, you've got a different subsection that says leave requests or time off requests. In here, you have all the permissions related to the actual leave requests. The first one says create leave request. For super admin and admin, the value is set to for any user, meaning these super admins and admins can create a leave request for any user, whereas the normal users, they can create a leave request for self. So a normal user will not be able to create a leave request on someone else's behalf. These are the different available options. If I set it to no, then that means users with this specific role will not be able to create the leave requests at all. When I set it to yes, then there are a bunch of variations. I can allow this to be available for, let's say, for myself and my direct reports, in which case the manager will be able to create leave for their own as well as for their on behalf of their direct reports. If you set it to any user, then that means user with that role, with that permission, will be able to create a leave request for any user within the UpRaise company directory. Moving on, you've got the next permission, which says view leave request in brief if it is approved or availed. Now, this is a very specific permission. You'll notice after create request, we also have view request details, edit request, approve reject request, cancel request permissions. There is no delete request because we do not allow deletion of leave requests. So why is there a different permission for displaying the request in brief for approved or availed leaves? Now, when it comes to the view request details, the details include any approval rejection comments or displaying of reason for the leave. Whereas when you are displaying the leave request in brief, and only it is displayed only in cases where the leave request status is approved or availed, is to simply ensure that others in the organization are aware of the leaves their immediate colleagues are going to avail. For super admin and admin, this is set to for any user, for any user. For the normal user, the permission is set to for self when current or past approver for any user and when shared. So this permission is useful depending on your organization size, right? Imagine you have a small organization and it is okay for you to share the leave request in brief with everyone across the organization. In such a situation, just set up this value to for any user. No additional data will be revealed. Only the leave request name, I mean, for which employee the leave request is created, whether that is approved or availed, and on what date the leave is going to get availed. So that information is visible. Apart from that, any attachments, any comments and conversations, approval, rejection comments, none of that are available based on this permission. You can imagine this permission is also helpful from the calendar point of view. Whenever you just need to surface the relevant information within calendars, this permission is sufficient. There is no need to have the request detail view permission. Moving on, view request details. Again, for super admin, it is set to be viewable by any users. And for the normal user, it is set to all the users for whom logged in user was creator. Logged in user was either an approver in the past or is currently the approver for the self, and then whenever the leave request is explicitly shared with this user or their team. In case of details, the logged in user will be able to see all the additional information, that is comments, attachments, rejection, approval notes, and all of that in here. Similarly, edit request, who should be able to edit a leave request that was already created. Obviously, you by default only the leave request creator and the user or employee for which the leave request was created, these users are allowed the leave request editing option. Of course, the leave request can be edited only until the leave dates are in future. As soon as the leave dates are reached, the leave request becomes non-editable. Similarly, you've got approve or reject. Here as well, for super admins, this permission is set to for any user, but for normal users, it is set to direct reports and indirect reports, meaning any managers will be able to approve or reject their direct reports or indirect reports leave requests. Similarly, you've got cancel request. So you should be able to cancel the request for your own self or for any user. Again, you can utilize a different combination of these permissions and ensure that all of your processes are taken care of. The view balance permission, which displays the leave balance for the users, is again going to dictate leave balance for which users is going to be visible for the logged in user. For super admin and admin, it is set to for any user. But for the user role, it says for self and for direct reports. Meaning a manager will be able to see their own leave balance along with their direct reports leave balance. Scrolling down, you have two final permissions, who should be able to create adjustments and who should be able to view those adjustments. Normal users are not allowed to create adjustments. They can only view their own adjustments. Here as well, you can utilize these different options, whether you want to display the adjustments for direct reports as well. And you, like I said earlier, you can utilize different combinations out of these to ensure that the relevant procedures within your organization are taken care of. I hope that was helpful. Thank you.